Yes, we have Rufus in here.
Yeah, you just talk.
We're just, I'm just introducing, and obviously we're doing the video. Yeah, so what do you think of Nigeria? And how do you think it can be solved? Or, when I say solved, that's probably not the right word. How do you think they can move forward?
That's a question
It's a loaded question.
It's like there's answer 1, A, B, 2, B. My response is extreme.
Go on.
Revolution.
So
I think there needs to be a...
So if there's a revolution, who are we replacing? Are we replacing one party, all parties? Are we replacing the old people? Are we replacing the nepotism?
Yeah, well, to my knowledge, Nigeria's corruption is like deep-seated. Like, not only are they responsible for it, I'm responsible, we all partake in it. For instance, like, if I'm driving around Nigeria and, I get stopped and I'm asked to bribe, my first intention is to be like, I should not participate in bribery whatsoever. But they will frustrate you to a point where, like, you would have to bribe.
It's easier to give them a couple of pounds.
Exactly.
Than it is to...
Yeah, and that type of attitude is like, it's seeded in every aspect of Nigerian culture. Like, if you want to go to the bank to get your own money,
you have to pay them.
If you wanted to go faster, yeah.
But you know what I've realised, have you got M-Pesa in Nigeria? You got an equivalent, haven't you?
What's that, sir?
M-Pesa is the digital money where your mobile phone number is your bank account.
Yeah, it's called BVN there, I think.
Yes. So like, you got World Remit and all those Western Unions and those things.
Yeah.
I just transfer money, so for my children in Kenya, I just transfer money from my mobile, from my bank, to my mobile number. Yeah. And I spend money that way, removing all that issue. Yeah. So I did business in Kenya. I used to live in Kenya and had businesses. And I know what you're talking about in that respect. Yeah, and I think most of the time, especially like getting there, if I get to Nigeria and I speak like this with this accent, best believe money is going to be expected. So like I find myself having to like get into Nigerian mode whenever I'm there. Yeah. It's like as soon as the plane lands, you got to switch it on. Body gestures and be more like braggadocious, aggressive, speak with a deeper voice. Why do you think that is? Why do you think the Nigerians always have that aggressive tone? Because the East Africans complain that when they go to Nigeria, they say, why are they so aggressive? Because you won't get shit done if you don't speak that way. Because it's still like one of the most hyper-masculine societies left in the world, where men feel like they need to be on the aggressive. So if you're... But is a president like that? He don't have to. He doesn't have to be. He's the president, Yeah, but he's made it to the top. Not being that way, though, isn't it? Well, the current president, the new dude, he's the former governor of Nigeria. So he's basically like, it's basically if a mob boss became president. He ran Lagos. Talking about mob boss, have you seen that Gangs of Lagos? Yes, I have. What did you think of it? It's entertaining. Hey! It's not like that. Oh my gosh! You know what? It's entertaining. Okay. It's not like Lagos. From what I remember about Lagos crime isn't that blatant. You know what I mean? Yeah, well, I have never been to Lagos, and I just thought the cinematography was superb. Yeah. The angles, it's very entertaining. Every woman had a great body, so that's a good start. Amen. But some of the street fight, I was like, whoa, this is what they're doing. Thing is that when gangs do clash, I can't say it's not like that. Is it? No. You need to watch this movie. You need to watch this movie. We don't have a big gun culture. Yeah, so they're pangas, isn't it? Yeah. Like machetes. Bottles, machetes, knives, bricks. Yeah, so everything like that. It's back to basics. Yeah. And stuff. Yeah, but whoa. I try to get them to watch it in my Caribbean barbershop. They weren't interested. They said, "What?
Was it too violent?"
No, they said gangs of Lagos. Just a name. They're like, just dismissive. But I think that's. But these are the same people who were telling me to watch the Nollywood movies, and I said, no, I can't watch Nollywood movies. Because the standard. We all start somewhere.
It depends on
it's not what I want.
There's
it's not my standard yet.
Just so you know.
Go on.
There's old Nollywood and there's new Nollywood.
All right.
There's Netflix Nollywood, which is the new shit, like
Lagos. Right. That's good.
And there's old Nollywood, which was the
Nigerian Prince,
mass-produced.
Nigerian Prince. Is that the new Nollywood? Because if that is, that didn't cut the mustard for me.
It is considered the Nollywood. I don't watch Nigerian films, but I can appreciate.
They're getting somewhere. They are progressing, and that's the main thing. Obviously, Netflix is helping them out.
Yeah.
You know.
I think they look good, but the storytelling is still pretty lacking. Yeah.
Because if you're going to add in voodoo in a thing, no. What I'm saying, you can add it. It can still be cool.
Yeah.
But if you do it like,
don't make it the subject matter.
Yeah, and the cliche story, forgery. Some woman's trying to con a man.
Yeah.
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 It's like, please.
And there are better stories to be told.
Yeah, of course.
100%.
Kingdoms. Did you see that?
Yeah.
What's that Nigerian one where it was based in Nigeria about stopping the slaves being taken? And the queen.
Yeah.
I like that, but I can't remember what it's called. But it's like a feminist.
Yeah.
It was.
Was it Woman King?
Yes.
With Viola Davis.
Yeah. I know that. Yeah, that's right. But there's another. There was another. Was that? There's another one. Well, there's another thing on Netflix now about. And that's about Cleopatra.
Did you ever watch Beast of No Nation with Idris Elba?
Oh yeah, you know what? I really love that film as an ex-military person. But I'll tell you one thing. That paedophile scene, I was like, Idris should drop the ball. I was like,
it threw me off, man.
Yeah. But see, when he's doing that thing, he goes,
the speech.
And he goes in. They go watch into battle. That bring back memories. I'm like, come on, let's do this. Come on. No, I love that film.
It's a good film.
Yeah, but I don't know why. I don't know why he allowed that.
But the thing is, like,
I'd have said nah.
The worst part about that the actual that character is playing. It's based on a few different bunch of people. I can't remember the main person's name, but that character was based on like 3 warlords, and neither of them were pedos.
Yeah, that's a thank you. That's what I think. I think this can't be right.
So like, because
the last thing you're thinking about killing people is pedophilia. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not everybody on the
that
planet.
Narrative came.
Yeah, that's the Westerns trying to put us in their boat.
Yeah.
Europeans trying to. So I don't know why he did that scene. He must have read the script.
Of course.
Yeah, they just said no. You're cutting that out because it's not like they can get anyone to pull that movie.
Yeah, I think I stopped watching it after that scene as well because I was like, at the end of the day, it was a violent movie about fucked up things, but
I was devastated.
I suspended belief for a moment, and then that scene just like was like, ooh.
Yeah, so I was just devastated.
It's not accurate.
Yeah, and you know what? If I found out who directed that film when I was in my taxi, I'd give her a tongue lash. Yes, time you make a film.
Yeah.
So we've gone off track here. Totally.
All good.
So improving the future of Nigeria.
I think Nigeria needs a good old
purge.
Rawlings, Ghana, that type of situation.
I won't say I disagree with you.
Okay.
I will say this: if you look at history of other nations, the Romans came to England when they left. There's 700 years of dark ages, raping, killing, and that was their form of purging. There's, obviously some Romans stayed and became married and integrated all that and stuff. But that was their purging, and they took many years to build a kingdom and the empire that they were, and where they are today. There's many when Ghana fell, or where the British they got independence, they killed all the people who had affiliation with the British.
Fair.
The Kikuyus in East Africa.
That's a violent, that's a violent approach you don't need.
No, but bear with me. before they rebelled against the British, they killed all of their own people who were siding with the British.
Yeah.
And then they took on the British. It's only E011 who suppressed the Kikuyu uprising. Yeah. So if Marcus Garvey was around, if they had, social media today, he could have spoke to the E011 and said, no! Pan-Africanism!
Yeah.
In that respect. But what my point is here is that if you've got a cancer, you need to remove it before you start 100%. To patch up the body.
Yeah.
And those are the old order of people who believe that they need to sit at the Europeans' table, and the European will never respect you.
Yeah.
Because history shows powers only respect force.
Yes.
And that's why you do need to purge.
But there's also an instant where, like, now, in the 1980s, just from what my parents used to say, you could have said that there is some type of Western influence on Nigeria, which is keeping the country subdued. But now, like, generations have passed, and the real issue is wealth.
When I say
who has the wealth? When
I say purge, I'm talking about purging your own.
Yes, of course.
Not any British who whatever.
Yeah. That's what. And this is what I was coming to with the wealth. The people that have the super wealth now are the problem. Because, for instance, now, like,
because even think about it, common sense is this: if you're super rich, start building loads of flats and renting them to people.
Yeah.
And then you're making money, but you're also housing your people.
100%.
Do you understand?
There is a politician in Nigeria who you've probably seen him in the news, who groomed this man so he could take his kidney for his daughter.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
If there was a situation where politicians would fix the hospitals in the country, they wouldn't need to travel out in the first place to do all these things. So it's a matter of, like, they know exactly what the problem is. They don't care. And when you're dealing with someone like that, it's infuriating.
But you know whose fault it is?
It's ours.
Yeah.
For allowing it to happen.
Yeah, it's the people.
We allowed the cancer to spread. But, like, I'm not even trying to make an excuse.
When you say ours, who are you referring to? The public or the politicians?
I'm referring to the public.
Yeah, because the public needs to stand up.
Yeah.
That same gang fighting, they need to stand up to the public, to the government.
100%. It's hard to stand up and fight when you think about your everyday meal.
The same way you did when you got upset with the Chinese the other day.
Yes.
And you kicked them out. Everybody went down there and, did what they had to do.
But the difference, but the problem with the difference with the Chinese is that when, for instance, I'll give you an example. I've been to a Chinese restaurant in Nigeria, and I've not been allowed to enter.
Okay.
Like, it was beyond me. So I went to social media, and like by the next day, I had 100 people, 200 people outside that restaurant. Mm-hmm. They let us in. They let people in. The next month, they closed down.
Why you lot should have just burnt it down?
I mean,
I won't say
that on camera, but those thoughts.
Yeah, Nigeria, you know the rules. It's like in Kenya. When I'm in Kenya,
jungle justice.
When they catch a thief, whoa,
jungle justice.
Whoa,
that's what they call it.
You see people set on fire.
Yeah.
You see people, everything is a whole other ball game. But I have no problem with that.
Yeah,
because you should have kept your hands in your pockets.
And you know the rules.
Yeah,
you know the rules
because there's no welfare system.
Yeah.
So here, you have welfare systems. So people say, oh no, don't do that.
Yeah.
But when you've got no support system, no free housing, no thing, and you're living on the bottom of the bread line or below it, and one of your children gets sick in the night and you can't buy the medicine because someone stole your money or stole this.
You get desperate.
Yeah, of course you're going to punish that person properly and stuff.
I'd like to think that you were mentioning like the Dark Ages. I don't like to use that excuse because, Nigeria might be in the Dark Ages, but we're in the Dark Ages of internet. There's still the internet and social media. Mm-hmm. So like,
we've got modern
technology. The exposure is. It means that there can't be no excuse. It's It is cancer, like you mentioned.
Let me put out something to you. When I was in the military, and we came back from Afghanistan, there's thousands of us in this auditorium, and a regimental sergeant major gave us a talk, and the talk went like this: when you come back, now you're back, we're going to fly you back. When you go home, don't shout at the kids, don't kick the dog, and make love to your wife. Okay. Don't shag her hard, make love to her and then hold her afterwards and just tell her how precious she is and make her feel special. Yeah. And so we all laughed. And he said, no, these are the problems we have with you guys when you come back. Because statistically, the same time you spend on the battlefield and training to go on the battlefield, it's the same time it will take you, minimum time it will take you to get back to normal. Right. So, roll that to slavery, for example, 300 years of slavery, 20 years is a generation. Yeah. Do you understand?
Of course.
Yeah, so even though you're rolling forward, we're not 300 years forward. And when you still add in those couple of hundreds of years, now if you look at the colonization of thrusting different tribes together and various different things and changing the system, because the traditional system of Nigerian, or not even Nigeria, of Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, that's more or less, that's died down, it's watered down. If you want to see original version, you go to Brazil. Because those ones are still living as they
practicing
were.
Practicing the old.
Do you understand? So that's why I mention that. Do you see what I mean? Yeah. Because you have to think, and the British had it the same as well. When the Romans left, their Celtic cultures have been subdued. Why do you think they don't have any tribes now? But the Scottish and the Irish and the Welsh are still very
they still have their mindset. People and their regions.
They're tribal mindset. And that kind of thing. The English don't have it in that respect. Yeah. But that's why I say that. Yeah. So do you think a welfare system would work in Nigeria? All right, put it this way.
I think too many people have gotten used to benefiting off a broken system, that in order for a welfare system to work, they'd have to be cooperation. I don't think cooperation, realistically speaking, it's not possible. Or not in my lifetime, I don't believe.
CBD will change the game for every nation.
The cannabinoids?
No, the central banking. Sorry, I should have said.
No,
central banking, I don't know what is it D or C? Central banking currency, currency. Yeah. So the reason why it will change, because now if everybody has to do business that way, the governments can get their proper tax. Right. Or can get some kind of tax. Now it's on the government to spend that money in a wise way. So for instance, when I send money over now to Kenya on M-Pesa, their government taxes my money. Even, do you see what I mean? Yeah. Which is stupid in my eyes, but people weren't paying tax. But it wasn't even that people weren't paying tax, it was the local authority, Inland Revenue, their equivalent, is so corrupt, they were just taking the money.
I'm not surprised.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was an interesting, interesting thing. But all I'm saying is that ensures that they have the money to start supporting themselves.
Yes.
Because more money gets sent to Africa via family members, diaspora, than it does in aid.
Yes. Yeah.
So there's no reason. Do you see what I'm saying?
Well, 100%. Yeah.
In that respect.
The thing is, like, I've seen with my own eyes. Like, my mum works in charity. My mum built a charity.
Is it? What's the charity?
My mum runs. It's called the Heart of Gold.
Okay, that's nice.
It's a children's hospital / children's hospice for terminally ill children. And I promise you, if it wasn't for the work that she does, aside from the charity, her actual day job, that charity would have folded years ago. Because
she has to put her own money into it.
Yeah. I remember the first time we got to Nigeria and she went to the government or child welfare division, and she was like, "Hey, I've got this great idea. I want to open a charity for terminally ill kids. What do you guys think?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure, great idea. You should go do that." And she was like, "Okay, can I get some?
I know where this is going.
Can I get some help?" She was like, "No. But if you want to do it, go ahead. And she did it because of her, connections and her friendship base. It grew to be popular. People would visit, celebrities would visit. And then, at one point, like, I think one particular governor was up for re-election. And he was like, yeah, can I come to your place and take some pictures with babies?
You should have charged. She should charge him. So, yeah, of course.
He said, leave this. He said, I'm going to donate X amount.
Put the money in the pot first.
Yeah. This was like in 2007. Bro, this money never came. That's the mindset I have of Nigeria. It's a great place, but God help you, man.
Would you invest in Nigeria?
Nah, I tried.
You tried? What's that story? How's that story go?
Man,
this is like the prince. Come on, my brother, come on. How's that story go?
Okay, I graduated from film school in 2014-15, and my idea was to like make a Vice style journalism company where like all the media I was seeing of Nigeria at the time was just about our music and our movies. Whereas if you were looking towards countries like India, yeah, they have tech, but there's still mass poverty there. People still want to see what's really going on the streets. So like I had this idea of like Uber was first making efforts into Lagos.
They got Uber in Lagos.
Yeah. And this was at the point where like the natural Lagos yellow cab was facing extinction. So like I was like, let me make a documentary on the yellow cabs and how these people have been driving these cabs for like 70 years. They know all the roads. They're essentially just like black cab drivers in London, but they don't have the benefits. And I think I got so far as filming like one episode. I took it to a production company. No contracts were signed.
They just ripped it
because it was a rough post, and I think I remember hearing that we weren't interested in this type of project at this time. I remember cutting to 2 years later, just on randomly watching TV. I see my same thing, but it's done so poorly and cheaply. And this was a company that was supposed to be like the BuzzFeed of Nigeria at the time. And I remember just thinking, I was a 25-year-old student at the time. And I remember thinking that if this is how they would have done me for just something I didn't put that much effort in, what if I actually took them a finished, polished product? I'd never hear from them.
But can I
Okay. But that could also be put down to naivety. So let me give you another instance of when actual money was invested. When I started a production company with my friend, who knew exactly what I was about, my good friend, I tried to emphasize the fact that
I sense betrayal.
We are trying to get into a film festival. Whatever money we make from these projects, we need to save, because a film festival could come up.
Did he live in Nigeria?
Yes.
So he's brought up there?
1% brought up there.
But was he poor?
No.
Okay. Right, go on.
He wasn't poor, but he wasn't. I guess the word is not exposed.
Was he as wealthy as you?
No.
Okay.
But
you see where I'm going?
No, 100%.
Okay.
With retrospect, you realize all these things, but
this is all part of business.
I could understand that when the time came and he'd made a little bit of money, we needed him to travel to shoot, and a budget had been put aside for him. But he missed that shoot because he spent the money on a birthday party for his girlfriend that eventually dumped him.
Yeah, well, you know how it is, man.
And because of that, he never got his first stamp on his passport in his early 20s, when you need it as a young Nigerian. Because if you're trying to apply for a visa in your 30s and you haven't been anywhere yet, it's hard.
You talk to him now?
I send him money.
You send him money?
Yeah.
For what?
If he needs it, I send it to him, man. I'm not like.
No.
I'm not Daddy Warbucks.
No, it's not. I just don't. Okay.
The thing is,
Well, you got your mother's heart. You got your mother's heart.
I kind of have to.
Really?
Because I can be very cold.
Listen, man, you be gone. Because if I've explained to you, and you still done wrong, and you are not my child,
yeah,
not interested. But you know what I would say this. What did you learn from all this experience? Because this is very fascinating.
Oh, I learned basically from that point that if I can see something out entirely by myself, keep that as a plan B. If I'm working on a project, especially something that's creative, if I can't see the vision and complete it by myself, it's not very likely that I'll ask for help.
I don't think that's the answer. I think you are the problem. You know, and I don't say that in a malicious way because I've been you. Yeah. I've been you. My business in Kenya is not much difference from you.
Okay.
And I was employing up to 85 people at one time.
Yeah.
But the point is, you got to get the right people.
Yes.
You've got a business is done about monitoring, and obviously it's all about experience. So you've got to make a lot of hurdles, a lot of mistakes and stuff. But it's all part of the learning process. Unless you're having a mentor, and then did you have a mentor in what you're doing? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's all those factors there. It may be harder to get a mentor in Nigeria, but you could get a mentor someone here.
I agree with what you're saying 100%.
And those things. So I don't think you should stop. I said to another guy who's Nigerian, from Delta, Niger, and I said to him, why don't you? There's all these different tribes in Nigeria. There's 300 different languages.
Yeah.
Why don't you? They all have their own festivals, and they're very proud, as you know, as your people are.
Yeah.
And I said to him, what you should do is go to each festival, go to the tribal leader, compliment him, blah blah blah, and just film that thing.
Yeah.
Tell him you want to show the world how his great tribe and whatever.
Okay.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then go to the other tribe. Now, the first tribe might be a hurdle, but the second tribe shouldn't be, because you're saying, well, I'm showing you these people
are down,
and they did it, and they're a great tribe. But if you don't want people to know about your tribe, don't worry, I'm going to move on.
Yeah.
No, he said, no, come. No, my friend, no, my friend.
Yeah.
And they do his thing, and then you just go round, because there's 300 different languages, dialects in your country.
Yeah.
So that's every day. That's, you're getting 65 days off.
Yeah.
Of filming.
Yeah.
And then you got 65 days to produce and edit.
Yeah.
So you're going to need to get editors. You can get editors anywhere in the world.
But you know what the problem with that is?
Go on.
Do you know the history of Nigeria? The actual history of the business of Nigeria?
Yeah, I know. Go on. All right, just say it for the camera.
Yeah, well, basically, the Niger company was established in the south of Nigeria, which is like where Lagos is. And when the British left, they left the power with the people in the south. And they had basically forced the Igbos, the Hausas, other smaller tribes to live in one place together.
What tribe are you?
I'm Yoruba.
Oh, Yoruba, okay.
Yeah. So
you lot come in different complexions, innit? That's where some of you are like.
Igbo people have, I would say Hausa people and Igbo people they're a lighter, of a lighter complexion.
Alright.
But again,
that's alright, go on.
Yeah. So politically, Nigeria will always be separated. And the way the power structure works in that country is a majority is always the leader. It's not in the political interests of the ruling elite to have a unified Nigeria. Because a unified Nigeria will overthrow all this madness happening much quicker. Like the voting.
I heard about that.
Yeah. If Nigeria is unified, we'd be a fucking problem.
Well, I always say you should be the flagship country of the black world, because you're the biggest population.
On paper, yeah. And 1 in 3 black people in Nigeria.
Lots of natural resources.
Yeah. But this is like, I'm one of the last people. I hate this fucking. It's the white man. It's the man. It's the system oppressing us.
No, but it's not.
It is.
I don't.
It is in a deeper sense.
No, you know why? It's just like when we.
Hold on. Let me finish.
Go on.
Because I truly believe that most of my fortune, my mother's fortune, everything she's done is just from hard work. Against adversity, whatever racism she faced when she moved here. She worked hard, she got whatever she needed. Mm-hmm. Same thing with me. It's going to take a lot more than calling me a wog or a nigga to break my spirit. Mm-hmm. I see it as mental illness. You know, that shit doesn't bother me.
Or ignorance. Just
yeah. That's not. But in Nigeria, I do feel like there is some type of like power structure that is benefiting people financially when it's not unified.
Of course, yeah, that's
that's oil, that's gold, natural resources.
Because if you're a tribe from an area where there's no natural resources, and then you can dictate, Jesus wept,
crazy
these motorcycles.
Yeah, he's learning.
You can exploit your own people in that respect.
Yeah. For instance, there's tungsten now.
Before we because we're jumping from thing, I want to go back to what you're talking about your film and what I've just suggested.
Yeah.
That's got nothing to do with politics, because you've got social media, so you could start posting your small clips, even not the whole thing, on YouTube, for instance.
Yeah. And
build your own channel of that, and then from that's a channel, and it can grow into other things, and you can organise festivals, you can organise tourists, people to come over, all the black diaspora from around the world, all these different things who will be interested to do this and interested to do that.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? I just look at it, don't find it, it's like we're in the military, we got to go over there and kill those people. Mm-hmm. They don't want us to kill them, but we're going to kill them.
Yeah.
We're not going to find excuses why we can't kill them. We're just going to get over there and find a way to do it.
Get the job done.
Do you see what I mean? Probably not the best example.
it's the most straightforward one.
But it's what it is.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Don't look for the issues, because you're talking about politics. Politics got nothing to do with you filming. It
doesn't.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that system, you can see it works.
Yeah.
But I'm not Nigerian, so they just look at me like, who's this cotton picker kind of person coming along good. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's something for you. So that's like my gift to you.
No, I appreciate it. It's not like I haven't thought about it, but like, I guess you what you would call it.
Go there with
PTSD.
Go there with your Welsh girl.
Yeah.
Sure, that's gonna go down well. And then
at the end of the day, Nigerians are very accommodating.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I think black people are in general.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have that bone in our body.
Yeah.
We're not born with it.
Yeah. Stuff.
Look at my man.
So, what does the future hold for you?
You're asking me deep questions.
Well, we established marriage.
I think now that I'm entering my 30s, I'm 3 years into it, just like trying to find a purpose, I guess.
You've got a purpose.
Do I?
Yeah, of course you've got a purpose. You're just rejecting it.
I don't know, man. I think I'm at that place where like I've kind of like I'm in this now. I'm where I'm gonna be for like the rest of my life. And
what do you mean? What do you mean where you're gonna be for the rest of your life?
Like just like I'm an adult, or like
you're gonna get once a man, twice a child. So you're gonna become a child eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm envious of your army background.
So. Yeah, it doesn't matter about me.
And I wish.
Focus on your own projections.
Yeah. I'm just saying. I'm projecting.
I'm doing this job.
Yeah.
And I'm doubling up and filming.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, and we're doing audio and what have you.
Yeah.
But the point being, I'm building a channel while doing an everyday job that most Nigerian women scorn me for.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what? There's an inside joke there.
Yeah.
You've got the skill to do what I do.
Yeah.
Because you've already made your documentary, and that's a good idea. You made your documentary on that.
Yeah.
And you can hashtag. You could have done it. You could have polished it up. I don't know why you didn't, and you could put it out there.
Yeah.
And then people would have hit you up and said, you'd have get people like Netflix or whatever. Can you make a documentary of this? A 5-minute documentary of that? Can you do this? So you still got those skills. You know about your culture and going back and doing all those things. That's a purpose.
Yeah.
You're bringing positivity or an understanding to.
But I've sold out, man. I work for TV now. I work for rugby. I work for ITV Sports.
So what's that got to do with what you're doing? You can still do stuff.
Yeah.
Do you go Nigeria, Lagos on holiday?
No, not recently.
All right. Well,
the last time I was back home was 2016.
Yeah, okay. Or you could get someone to film loads of clips and send them to you.
Yeah.
You've got family or whatever. I'm just saying.
I think a trip back home would do me very well.
You're building skills in the Western world.
Yeah.
Take those skills and build an empire where you come from.
Yeah.
Because you've already said the biggest Niger channel was terrible in what they're doing.
Yeah.
We both agreed that Netflix is upping the standard of Nollywood.
Of course.
So go away and be part of that. I don't want to hear excuses. I'll tell you what. If next time you call an Uber and it's me, if you're not telling me you're going to the airport or showing me something on there, you ain't getting in a taxi. How's that?
I'll take that, man.
Because you got no excuse. And it's better to have tried and failed. You tried the military, you got injured, so you couldn't do it. That's one of those things.
Yeah.
That's sod's law. Maybe you could have been repaired and carried on, I don't know. But you only know that.
Yeah.
But the point is that boat sailed. You're too old now.
Yeah, fair.
I would have loved to have been a boxer. If a young guy hits me now, let's talk about this.
You don't heal the same.
Yeah. You see what I mean? Getting out of bed can be an issue.
Yeah.
But you just got to accept and then look at the benefits of what have I got now? What's the tools I've got now?
Yeah.
In that respect. You see? So what's this channel going to be called?
I don't know. Probably call it probably something non-threatening, straight to the point.
Well, you got 9 minutes to think about it.
Call it Green TV or some shit.
Okay.
The name doesn't really faze me. Whatever it's called, it's
you can always change the name later on. Mm-hmm. But you've got loads of things to talk about. You got the politics. Yeah,
man.
Do you see what I mean? You can publish that in a username.
Yeah.
In a different name, so you don't have problems when you go back.
Yeah.
What's it like Shakespeare? He's a lord or something, isn't he?
Exactly.
And he made out he's a commoner that wrote it.
Yeah. You should visit Nigeria though, so you can get first-hand experience of what I'm talking about.
No, I don't. Listen, I lived in Kenya. I know about corruption. I know about corruption. That's one of the things when I started my business, and I know before I even started my business, I was seeing this Kenyan girl, beautiful girl. She was from a warrior tribe called Luo tribe.
Okay.
Great shape and everything. And I said, "Where's your business plan?" She was telling me she didn't understand what a business plan, so I had to tell her I was working on the ships and I was talking to her via internet, so I tried to explain to her, tell her to go on Google, Google it and blah, blah, blah. So she finally got this business plan. So she added something in, and I said, "What's this?" She said, "Oh, it's to pay the police and pay the municipal." The municipal is like the council.
Yeah.
So I said, "Why are you paying them for?" She said, "Because when we come with," she's selling charcoal.
Yeah.
So when we come with the charcoal, they're going to stop us and to demand money. I said, "Well, why are you paying them money?" She said, "Because we haven't got a license." I said, "Well, how much is the license?" She said, she told me. So I said, "We'll just buy the license." She said, "There's no point."
Yeah.
Because if you buy the license, you still got to pay anyway. So
I
said,
pay them for the license.
I said, "I don't understand." No, this is the police.
Yeah.
But the police just want money regardless.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So I said, "Well, let's drive a different route." She said, "There's no different route because you have to cross the bridge and they're at the bridge. So they know what they're doing." And this was my first understanding of real corruption that affects you directly.
Yeah.
Because we have indirect corruption in England.
Yeah.
Like them removing school playing fields and all those things. But
Yes,
and I really couldn't get it. And then she said, "Yeah, in a minute, the municipal will come round. They won't issue the license anyway unless you pay them the man privately as well. So I was like, Jesus wept. So what I did to avoid corruption, minimize the corruption, I got a roof. And a roof is what the Russians call a roof in the mafia world. And mafia people, if you listen to them when they're talking, they're very organised. Yeah, very organised. They know what they're doing. They protect you from other elements.
Yeah. Okay.
But you look after them.
Yeah.
So I knew a lady who worked for the governor directly.
Yeah.
So we was on good terms. So when the local authority, and they come in six people, different departments, all come at one time, said, you haven't got this, you haven't got that, and we need money. I had all the certificates on the wall.
Okay.
But I wasn't there. The girl was there, the reception, Doris, I love her. Doris, if you're watching this, love you, still love you. And they said, oh, we're going to arrest you. Now, Doris was a short girl, very beautiful, great shape, inside the gym. So all my staff had to be in shape, man or woman. Yeah. Because I always say we sell sex, we sell in the gym, you have to look good. Yeah. So they said to her, we're going to arrest you. She said, no, if I'm doing something wrong, we've made a mistake, educate us. Yeah. You don't need to arrest us. And she told me, and she's a bit shaken up, but they went away. And they told her we're going to come back when the boss is there. So I thought, well, I'm not going to be there. I know how this goes as a foreigner. So I said, I phoned up this woman, and she said, don't worry, I'll call you back. 5 minutes, she calls me back. She said, tell Doris to call this number when they come back. Yeah. It's the governor's right-hand man. So she said to the governor, this woman, that she's got shares in this business. Yeah. And the local authority are harassing her. Okay. The business. Yeah. And he said, are you sure it's your business? And he said it 3 times to her, are you sure? She said, yes, she's lying, obviously. Yeah. And so when they came, they gave her the number, they called it, and they all just walked away. But then I got a call from her saying, listen, you've got to give them something. I said, well, we're a new business. What we do, we give them free membership. Yeah. But they have to understand this. They get free membership for them, their wife, and their kids, or their girlfriend. They can't have membership for both. Exactly. Because I don't need drama. Exactly. Do you know everyone has a girlfriend? Yeah. So they said, okay. So the next thing I know, 2 guys came round. Yeah. And one was like a chewing mirror, you know, like cats. Yeah. And he had bad teeth, and the other one was like a real in shape. He's better shape than me, to be honest. And one's like Arab, what they call Swahili. He's a mixed Arab black, and the other one is like just black. So they said, oh, okay, where's my card? I said, you don't need a card. Your face is a pass. Oh, they felt so happy. You got to big them up. Oh, yes. He offered me some of his chewings for me. I said, no, so I'm okay. Yeah. I'm okay. You enjoy yourself. Humbling. They never came back. They never came back. They never come to use the gym. So that I just diffused the whole situation like that. But that's my experience of doing business. You know what? I have a similar story, but it didn't last very long. I used to pass. This is when I was younger. I used to pass by this particular road in Nigeria, and I think one particular year I had fireworks on me, and they were made illegal that previous week because thieves would use them to like throw the police off because they sounded like gunshots, some of them. And like, I remember having some in my bag on my way to school one day, and the policeman stopped me. And he was like, we're going to do stop and search, which I found weird because I was a student. But he was just trying to scare me, get money off me. So like, he did this to me like 3 times in a month. Because the last thing I needed was to call my mum and be like, oh, I've been stopped by police for having this on me. Then she'll be like, why did you have that on you? So I just like, Mr. Jameson was his name. I was like, why don't I take your number? When I pass around back home, why don't you come meet me at my local beer parlor? I'll buy you some beer. And so how old was you then? I was like 15. And you said this to the police officer? The police officer? Yeah, grown man. And ever since then, I had a relationship with him. Obviously, this relationship was based with money.
But most of the times when I was back home, when I got into an altercation with police, I put him on the phone. They might not even be in the same jurisdiction, but he would say something to them. Like, just, you know, leave this boy, his mum is this, and, you know, she's a humanitarian, blah, blah, blah. And they'd exchange numbers. I think even till today, I think he goes to my mum's, like, charity shop. And she gives him food provisions and all that stuff.
But that's the way it works.
I gained a friend. Not a friend.
Yeah, but yeah, you got a common interest.
Yeah.
You keep other people on my back.
In
essence, it's like prison rules.
Yeah, it's essentially, yeah. You got to be smart about it too.
Yeah. No, I see.
First time I ever got robbed in Nigeria, I said something to the dude because it was like one of those robberies where he was bigger than me. I wasn't gonna run anywhere, call anybody. So he literally robbed me and looked at me. I was like, okay, if you give me this phone back, I can give you this. You know, X amount, whatever. And like, yeah. I got the phone back. I made a friend.
But does he remember you? Or is he dead now?
He's probably dead. if I'm being perfectly honest, Hugo was. Yeah. He was. Have you ever heard of the term area boy?
Yeah. Oh, he's one of those. Their life expectancy is but a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sadly.
Oh, it's nice, eh? Well, it's been good talking to you.
You too, man.
I've learned a lot.
I got you on the socials. I probably will see you again.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely going to post this.
We hope that episode enhanced your life. We post an interview every day, as well as vlogging on our social media channel. Don't forget to subscribe to get our latest episode.